So now we're going to move into another sequence where we're going to do some sponging. So sponging is taking your right hand onto the side of your left neck and just reaching your fingers over the edge. So underneath our hands here, we're just going to begin to squeeze the muscle and release. And the image I'd like you to think of as a sponge is drawing water up into the sponge and then releasing the hold on the sponge, and the water just sort of oozes out. And every time we do a little squeeze, we're also going to add a lift of the shoulder up and the shoulder down. So when we're doing releasing techniques, what you'd like to think of is also adding movement to the release. That's going to be a lot more effective for your body. I've started to add a shoulder roll if you'd like to join me in doing that. And then remember not to squeeze to death, right? There's just a sensation. We're just trying to give our body the information that it's requiring. Go the other way with your squeeze. We'll just do one more that way. So just creating a little bit of anatomy awareness. On the back of your body here, there's a bumpy ridge, which is called the spine of the scapula, your shoulder blade. And above that point is a muscle group that we're going to just create some circles in and just do a little bit of tension release. And often if someone gives you a shoulder rub from behind, this is the area they go to. And I'm sure you'll be enjoying that movement right there. We're now going to find that ridge and go below it and just hook our fingers on that little ridge line and do the same sort of massage, but we're going to add some movement of our arm. So bring your arm to a right angle, and as you do that movement, begin to lift the arm up and then rotate it backward. Now, if your shoulder doesn't allow for your arm to be up at this height, then rather do it from the side of your body and rotating the arm out. So these muscles are adding to how we turn our arm away from our body. So just giving them a little bit of release as they're creating some tension. You're going to walk your hands now to the side of your arm and you're going to squeeze this area. And there's a muscle here we call the deltoid. And you're just going to do some sponging of this area. And now we're going to swing our arm outward and pull the skin over the front. So we're doing opposite movements. So we're pulling the skin down and moving the arm out, and then you're going to swing it around and do the other way. So you're doing a twisting action of your arm and an opposite twisting action of the muscles around your arm. And we're going to bring it all the way down the arm until we're towards a little bit more closely to the elbow area. And then we're going to take from the elbow and we're going to start to squeeze down the forearm, releasing some good fascial tension that is often built up in your forearms. And then we're going to do that shearing motion, similar to when we were tapping ourselves out earlier. And then finally, we're going to do a little bit of slapping, tapping on that area. And then coming to the wrist, there's a big band of fascia that the tendons of the hand slip underneath. So I just want you to do a bit of releasing through here, so pressing out, maybe even doing a twisting action like a bangle around your wrist. I've got beads on my other hand. And then we're going to come into the palm, and you can do a knuckle release through your palm, just getting a little bit of, again, awareness and freedom, and then going all the way to each finger, just releasing, squeezing, pulling out, and then resting that down. And again, we just stand and we notice our two sides. Maybe you can see on the camera now, my one shoulder is possibly lower than the other. And this left arm of mine feels so relaxed and dropped towards the side. It feels great to be in my body right now. I hope it's good to be in yours too. What we do on one side, we must do on the other. So let's go. We'll go a little faster on this side. So you're going to take your left fingers and place it at the top of your neckline, over your right shoulder, and we're going to squeeze that tissue up and down as we do a little bit of shoulder lifting and lowering, and focusing on that idea of the sponge and the water, and just feeling that the tissues of your body is mostly water, rolling your shoulder one way and then rolling it the other way, just creating different variability or different things to do so the tissues are feeling different things. And then we've got our fingers finding the spine of the scapula, and we're going to come above and we're going to circle at the top of that. Maybe you can move your neck away. There's no perfect way to do this. Just doing it is what is important. And then taking the fingers to the underside, so starting at the side of your body as you twist out, you can do that. Or, like I said earlier, lift the arm up and rotate backward. So you've got to choose what works best for you. And then taking that movement all the way into your deltoid, squeezing the deltoid from back to front, and then adding the twisting motion. So pulling the skin one way and twisting the arm the other way. I feel a little rhythmical while I do this. I have a slight bend in my knees. It feels really good to do this twisting action, and coming towards the elbow and then down towards the forearm and giving it a good stretch out, and then shearing the skin over the bones of your skeleton. Move your bangles if you need to as we do a good release through your retinaculum and a Chinese bangle twist, and then onto the palm side of your hand, just freeing that up and then squeezing, releasing through the fingers. And then let's stand there and enjoy being in your new body.